Wow. My school's awesome. We're always doing cool stuff like this. You can't see imagination, but you can see what happens when it's let out. You can explore anywhere you want. It'll take you places you only ever dreamed of.
Before we divide into the main topic, let me briefly introduce our team members. I am Jiang Yaning. Next to me is my partner, Wang Qian. Together, we have researched and prepared today's presentation on the rise of AI in education and its implication for teaching and learning. With this research, we hope today's presentation will be both evidence-based and practically useful. Now, let's officially begin our topic. The near future ready for everything. Hello everyone, my name is Jiang Yaning from China. I'm very glad to be here today to explore the profound changes that artificial intelligence is bringing to education. Today, our topic is the rise of AI in education and its implication for teaching and learning. In this part, I will focus on how AI influences teaching, including instructional design, teaching materials, feedback, assessment, teacher roles, and institutional policy. As Ager and Burnout 2023 said, higher education has been galvanized by mainstream emergence of AI. Why does this matter for educational quality? Because AI is not just a tool, it is an educational quality issue. Without proper management, academic integrity weakens, crucial thinking declines, teacher workload increases. With good management, personalized learning improves, timely feedback is possible, teaching quality rises. Our core logic, the educational value of AI depends on responsible use. AIED means using AI to support teaching, learning, assessment, and administration. This includes generative AI, LeMIS, and ChatGPT. The U.S. Department of Education defines AI in three ways. 1. Human-like reasoning. 2. Goal-pursuing algorithm. 3. Intelligence augmentation. Humans in the loop. Key takeaway. AI models are approximation of reality, not perfect replacements. Common uses include generating teacher materials, lesson planning, instant feedback, tutoring, drafting rubrics and quizzes. The real challenge is not using AI, but using it correctly. Before discussing specific teaching practices, it is important to connect AI with educational quality. AI affects teaching quality because it changes how teachers plan and deliver lessons. It affects learning quality because it can provide personalization and support, but may also cause over-reliance. It also affects assessment quality because AI can support feedback and new task format, but it may threaten authenticity and fairness. AI can quickly generate objectives, activities, and discussion questions. It saves time and supports creativity, but AI-generated plans may not fit your students. Teachers must review, adapt, and validate before use. Prompt engineering is now a crucial skill for teachers. AI can produce summaries, example visuals, and multiple content. but risks include incorrect, biased, or culturally inappropriate content. Teacher responsibility, check accuracy, relevance, and cultural sensitivity. AI does not automatically improve pedagogy. Effective integration requires slight teaching strategies, scaffolding, inquiry-based learning, formative feedback loops. Without pedagogical thinking, AI becomes a gimmick. Research shows that AI only enhances engagement when embedded in interactive pedagogies like flipped classroom or project-based learning. AI provides timely feedback on IC's code and problem solving. It reduces workload and offers immediate guidance, but limitations include lack of depth, over positive tone, or generic praise, sometimes called inflated praise. Solution: combine AI feedback with human feedback. Teacher must celebrate tone and edit, or remove inappropriate praise. Traditional take-home ICs and short answer questions are now vulnerable. Researchers recommend redesigning assessment, not simply banning AI. Possible alternatives include in-class writing, overall presentation, process-based assessment such as drafts and reflections, and AI collaborative tasks where students evaluate AI output. The focus should move from only checking the final product to examining the learning process. The U.S. Department of Education states clearly, educators must remain in the loop. AI should augment, not replace, teacher judgment. Teachers are no longer just knowledge transmitters, but learning facilitators, AI supervisors, and quality controllers. Needed competencies: basic AI literacy, prompt engineering, detecting and correcting AI errors, institutional training and support. Without this, AI may lower teaching quality. Many teachers are not yet ready to use AI effectively. Universities need clear AI policies covering acceptable vs unacceptable use, transparency and acknowledgement, data privacy and student protection, staff training. One study found 52% of top universities level AI used instructor discretion. Only 5% have bans. Individual teacher judgment is not enough. AI is changing how teachers plan, teach, feedback, and assess. It offers efficiency and personalization, but only if used responsibly. With teacher leadership, ethical use, and institutional support. Our main conclusion: AI does not replace teachers, it changes what good teaching looks like. These teaching changes also shape students' learning experiences, which we'll discuss in the next part. According to the research we have cited, which of the following is not a benefit of AI in teaching? A. Personalized learning paths. B. Reducing teacher workload by providing instant feedback. C. Replacing the need for human teachers. D. Helping to brainstorm lesson ideas. Take a moment to think. And question 2. A teacher uses ChatGPT to generate feedback on student essays. She notices the feedback is overall positive and sometimes incorrect. What should she do? A. Stop using AI entirely. B. Edit and verify AI output, then combine with her own comments. C. Assume the AI is always right. D. Ban students from using AI. The first question answer is C. Replacing the need for human teachers. Why? Because all the research, including the U.S. Department of Education Asia and Burnout 2023, repeatedly emphasizes one core principle: humans must stay in the loop. AI is meant to augment teacher judgment, not replace it. AI can save time, spark ideas, and support feedback, but it lacks real understanding, empathy, and contextual judgment. So, any claim that AI can fully replace teachers is a misunderstanding of the evidence. The second question correct answer is B. Edit and verify AI output, then combine with her own comments. According to Adino research, teachers need to systematically celebrate the tone of AI feedback. Editing or removing exaggerated praise or encouragement. AI feedback often lacks deep context or trends to be generic. Teachers, as quality controllers, must review correct and add their own professional judgment based on what they know about their students. Stopping using entirely or banning AI is not constructive. Blindly trusting AI is even more dangerous. The best approach is human-AI collaboration. Alright, let me briefly summarize what I have shared so far. First, AI has already entered education. It's no longer a future trend. It brings efficiency and personalization in lesson planning, teaching materials, feedback, and assessment design. Second, these benefits don't happen automatically. AI does not replace teachers. It changes what good teaching looks like. Teachers must remain in the loop, review AI outputs, celebrate feedback tone, and redesign assessments. Third, without institutional policies and teacher AI literacy, AI may actually lower teaching quality. In short, AI is a tool, teachers are the core, and policy is the safeguard. Now, these teaching changes naturally shape how students learn with AI. So, how exactly does AI change student learning? What opportunities and risks does it bring? And how can students use AI responsibly? Next, please welcome my teammate Wang Qian, who will share with us students learning in the age of AI, opportunities, risks, and responsible use. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Wang Qian. My part focuses on student learning in the age of AI, so I will discuss both sides of AI in learning. First, I will explain its opportunities such as personalized learning, feedback, engagement, self-regulated learning, and academic writing support. Then, I will examine its risks, including academic integrity, over-reliance, privacy, bias, and unequal access. Finally, I will suggest how AI can be used more responsibly in education. Before discussing specific learning benefits, I want to connect this part with the previous section. AI does not improve student learning automatically. Its learning impact depends on how teachers design activities, feedback, and interaction. For example, if AI is only used to generate answers, students may become passive. But if AI is integrated into meaningful tasks, feedback, and classroom interaction, it can create more useful learning experience. So the key point of this slide is that teaching change shapes learning experience. AI can give students more choice and more support, but good teaching design is still necessary to guide its use. In the following slides, I will explain how AI changes students' learning experience in several areas. Okay, first, AI can support personalized learning. As shown on this slide, AI-driven personalized learning can adopt content, pace, learning path, and feedback to different learner needs. This means students do not always have to follow the same learning speed or receive the same type of support. For example, AI can give easier explanations to students who are struggling, provide extra resources to students who want to explore more, and offer feedback based on students' specific problems. There are four main forms of support here: adaptive content, flexible learning pace, individual learning path, and personalized feedback. This can help students receive learning support that better matches their needs. This slide shows how AI can provide learning support through simple dialogue. On the left, there are three examples. First, when a student says, "I don't understand this concept," AI can give a simple explanation. Second, when a student asks, "Can you check my draft?" AI can comment that the argument is clear, but the evidence is weak. Third, when a student asks, "What should I improve?" AI can suggest adding stronger examples and clarifying the conclusion. These examples show that AI can support students by explaining difficult concepts, answering learning questions, checking drafts and writing, and giving initial feedback. AI can also influence student engagement. However, the key point is that AI should not be used as a standalone tool. Its effects on engagement depends on whether it is embedded in meaningful pedagogy. Student engagement can be understood from three dimensions. First, behavioral engagement means students participate more actively, for example, by asking questions, joining discussions, or interaction with learning tasks. Second, connective engagement means students think more deeply. AI can support deeper questioning and active exploration when students use it to compare ideas or investigate problems. Third, emotional engagement refers to students' confidence and interest. If AI gives time support, students may feel less anxious and more willing to continue learning. So AI may enhance engagement only when it supports active learning. Okay, this slide focuses on self-regulated learning. It means that students actively manage their own learning process rather than only waiting for teachers to guide them. With AI support, students can go through a learning circle. First, they can plan goals, such as asking AI to help break a large task into smaller steps. Second, they can monitor understanding, for example, by asking AI to check whether they have understood a concept correctly. Third, they can revise strategies, such as changing their study method after receiving feedback. Finally, they can reflect on progress by reviewing what they have learned and what still needs improvement. So AI supports students in planning, monitoring, revising, and reflection. Another important point is AI literacy. As AI becomes part of student learning, students need more than basic technical skills. They need to know how to use AI critically and responsibly. This slide shows 4 key skills. First, students need to prompt clearly. This means asking specific and contextual questions instead of giving very general instructions. Second, they need to fact-check. AI may produce inaccurate information if students should compare AI output with reliable sources. Third, students need to evaluate quality. They should check whether the answer is accurate, relevant, and free from bias. Finally, they need to use AI ethically, for example, by acknowledging AI support when required. So, AI literacy is becoming essential for student learning. Without these skills, students may misuse AI or rely on it too much. But with AI literacy, they can use AI as a helpful learning tool. AI can also support students in academic writing, as shown on this slide. Gen AI is useful for grammar, vocabulary, reading, and writing support. For many students, especially those writing in a second language, like me, AI can help them express ideas more clearly in the writing process. AI can support several stages. At the drafting stage, it can help students generate ideas or organize their thoughts. At the revision stage, it can improve language, grammar, and sentence structure. At the checking stage, students can use AI to identify unclear points, but they still need to verify sources by themselves. Finally, at the reflection stage, students need to maintain originality and make sure the final work represents their own understanding. This slide summarizes the main benefits of AI for students. From the previous slides, we can see the AI supports learning in several practical ways. First, AI provides personalized support by matching different learning needs, such as adaptive tasks. Second, it gives timely feedback, helps students identify problems quickly, for example, through draft comments. Third, AI improves resource access by suggesting readings or learning materials more easily. It also supports academic writing by improving language and structure. In addition, AI may increase students' learning confidence because it can provide step-by-step explanations when they feel uncertain. It can also improve task efficiency by helping with routine tasks such as summary generation. Overall, AI can make learning more flexible and responsive. However, these benefits still depend on how critically and responsibly students use AI. With generative AI, it becomes harder to judge whether a writing assignment truly reflects students' own learning. The balance diagram on this slide shows the tension between students' own work and AI-generated work. This doesn't mean that all AI use is cheating. The real problem is that teachers need to clear evidence to decide whether students have understood the content and completed the learning process themselves. This creates several concerns: unclear authorship, AI-generated submissions, weaker evidence of independent learning, and difficulty in assessing student real understanding. Therefore, assessment should include more process evidence, reflection, and in-class tasks instead of relying only on final written submissions. The second challenge is over-reliance on AI. This means students may depend on AI too much during learning instead of using it as a support tool. As shown on this slide, over-reliance may appear in three ways. First, students may copy answers without checking. They may accept AI output directly without verifying the information. Second, students may skip thinking and reflection. If AI gives quick answers, students may spend less time analyzing the problem by themselves. Third, students may accept errors as correct. Since AI can sometimes produce inaccurate or misleading information, this can affect students' understanding. Therefore, AI should be used as a thinking partner, not as a substitute for thinking. Students should use AI to support their ideas, but they still need to question, check, and make their own judgment. The third challenge is privacy and data security. When students use AI tools, they may enter personal information, learning records, writing drafts, or other academic data into the system. As shown on this slide, there are 4 key concerns. First, data collection. School and students need to know what student data are being collected. Second, consent. Users should clearly understand and agree to how their data are used. Third, transparency. Data use should be visible and explainable, rather than hidden in unclear platform rules. Fourth, protection. Student data should be stored securely with limited access. This means AI use in education is not only a learning issue, but also a governance issue. If student data are collected or reused without clear transparency, AI may create privacy risks. Therefore, responsible AI use requires clear rules for data protection. The fourth challenge is bias, fairness, and the digital divide. AI does not automatically create equal learning opportunities for all students. As shown on this slide, some students may have better access, they may have stable internet, paid AI tools, and stronger AI literacy. These students are more likely to use AI effectively for learning. However, as students may have less access, they may have limited devices, weak internet access, or less guidance on how to use AI. As a result, they may not receive the same level of AI-supported learning. In addition, AI systems may also produce biased or unfair outputs, especially when they are trained on limited or unbalanced data. Therefore, when schools introduce AI into learning, they need to consider not only effectiveness, but also fairness and access. Based on the opportunities and risks discussed above, these slides provide 4 recommendations for responsible AI use. First, schools and universities should develop a clear AI policy. This means defining when AI use is allowed, how students should cite or acknowledge AI support, and what kind of AI use are not acceptable. Second, institutions should strengthen AI literacy. Both teachers and students need to learn how to prompt clearly, fact-check information, evaluate AI output, and use AI ethically. Third, assessment should be redesigned. Instead of relying only on final written assignment, teachers can process evidence, oral tasks, reflection, and in-class work. This can better show students' real learning process. Finally, human oversight is still necessary. AI can support teaching and learning, but the final judgment should remain with teachers and students. Overall, responsible AI use requires clear rules, critical skills, better assessment design, and human judgment. To conclude this presentation, the rise of AI in education should be understood through 3 connected ideas. First, AI brings teaching transformation. It changes the way teachers plan lessons, give feedback, design assessment, and make instructional decisions. However, this transformation still depends on teachers' professional judgment. Second, AI provides learning support. It can make learning more personalized, flexible, and responsive to students' needs, but students still need critical thinking to decide when and how to use AI. Third, AI requires quality governance. Issues such as academic integrity, privacy, bias, and unequal access cannot be solved by individual users alone. They require clear policies, responsible assessment design, and ethical management. In this sense, AI should not be treated only as a technology tool. It should be managed as a teaching, learning, and educational quality issue. Thank you for listening. We hope this presentation encourages more careful and responsible use of AI in education.